morning, traders, investors. Dale Silver, Trader Boys. We've got the market slightly up here. We've hit a new all-time high in the overnight session of the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. Dow is just above zero here. Russell's kind of leading the way here, up 0.19%. U.S. dollar is continuing its drop down at almost 92. Money coming out of bonds, a little bit of money coming out of gold here. Oil is still moving to the upside. Apple is now trading at its post-split price of $125. So it's just gone through its 4-to-1 split, and Tesla's gone through its 5-to-1 split at $4.45. So we're going to see a little bit of action here. Down the bottom here, we get a little bit of love coming into the financials. Coronavirus plays are getting some love, and oil plays are finally getting some love. So there's been a disconnect between oil prices and oil stocks recently. So let's see if they can realign and get back on board with each other. So let's take a look at the news. Very light day in the news. Probably the biggest event's going to be happening at 9 a.m. Eastern time right here, and that's going to be Fed chairperson Clarity speaking here, and they're going to be looking at kind of the continuation of interest rates and so on. So this is going to probably have an effect on the market. Other than that, nothing else coming out for the day. Let's jump over to the charts. In the S&P 500, 3524 is the new all-time high in the overnight session here. We've got this area right in here of the previous pivot high. So that's resistance that can become potential new support here. So we'll see how that plays out. We've got the demand level down the bottom here. This is going to be the demand level of 34.96 that we're looking at. Coming right into the area of the 50-period moving average here on the 60-minute time frame of the S&P 500. If we break below this purple dotted line here, break below those lows, that's then a permission to look to go short on a retracement in the market here. So the markets for this August is the highest and best performing market for August in the last 30 years. So that's a pretty big feat right there. Big month up. And you get all these people out there talking about market crashes, etc. And the market just proved them really seriously wrong. For the Russell 2000, this is your daily time frame. We've been talking about this for all of last week and the week before. All these wicks up here are all selling pressure, and we're starting to see that selling pressure once again. So we'll see if we can actually break through that area, but we're not seeing a lot of strength coming into the small caps here. So let's jump over to the NASDAQ. And the NASDAQ, new all-time high in the overnight markets. Right, that is a previous supply area. We're going to get rid of that one right there, and let's come down here. There's demand in here, but it has been here many times. So that's your demand level, but it's already been in here 1, 2, 3, 4 times. So that's not a very strong area at all. This prior resistance through right in here is going to give you some support. So you get resistance through here. That's going to give the market support here right on that 50-period moving average here in the 60-minute time frame of the S&P 500. And that 50-period moving average on the 60-minute time frame is very relevant. So you'll see right here, bounce off the 50, bounce off the 50, bounce off the 50 here. So the 50-period moving average is heavily used by institution right on this 60-minute time frame here. Their algorithms are calculated to that to some degree. So that's going to be very important as we come into that down to this area here. So take a look for that prior resistance, new support at that 50-period moving average to be used to launch this market back to the upside. If we break below these lows here, right, that demand is now out of the market, and that's where you can look to get short for a retracement for a couple days. I wouldn't expect it to be any more than that. On the VIX, VIX is still in this area between 22 to 26. At some point here, when we get a retracement, we'll get the breakout on the VIX, and it's going to be maybe a day or two before we see that. We'll come over here and we'll take a look at the oil markets. Oil markets are still in this range-bound area here, where we're basically between 42 to 44. This whole area through here is all used orders, all filled orders. So not a lot we can do in here. There's a little demand level here. Not too excited about it, but that's a little area that we can look for getting involved, and just a little move to the upside is a little day trade right there. Gold markets are very similar. Gold markets are stuck in this range. in between this low here and this high here, and this is all filled orders. Right? There is a little supply level right in here, and we haven't been up to use that one just yet, so that's going to be an area of interest to get short the market, as well as there's a little demand level right here at 1940 that you could take a potential look at. Right? 1940 right there, little demand level, and up into 1992 on the supply. That's your gold markets. Looking at the bond, right, this is a 30-year treasury bond. We have traded, we broke through the demand level here we had out there a week or so ago, and we traded all the way down. So as bonds drop, interest rates go up, and as interest rates go up, that puts pressure on borrowed money, right? And the payment of that borrowed money increases. So this is a huge negative on the economy. We have traded down into this demand level right here, and currently we've got a bounce off that demand level there. So we'll look if we can get that move back up in the bond market here, maybe today. Dale, so good trader boys. Have a great day. Have a great trading weekend. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning.